You
What
feel
is it?
weird.
Or
I'm not speaking anyway, so I'm like, oh,
yeah,
that feel a little weird, and that's
because you
just
got
what it
that. Yeah, you
is.
got that's me too, sis. All
But they
right,
can
you
ask
hear?
me anybody that have any
Period.
questions
Microphone
about it,
212. Y'all better act.
cause she got access to
Back in the
me.
day, y'all, y'all don't know Trina. She came a long way, y'all. That's all
Praise
I'm gonna
God,
say.
praise
Praise
God,
Lord.
praise God, praise God.
No, it's funny, but I'm glad you clarified, and I'm glad that you can. People will now understand. Like you, I don't, and I know another girl in my circle that's a counselor, and it's like, oh, don't put that. She used to be like, no, I cannot put that on there. Oh, don't take no pictures. Or I'm like, why you can't? And then I think she just got out of it. Like, I gotta live my life.
Yeah. See, I'm very different in that
I
way
gotta live
because
my
I
life.
came out as this is just what it is. Now, I
Right.
started my practice during the pandemic, but I've been in mental health for a while, and
Mm-hmm.
some people know that I used to teach as well. And I taught for like 5 years, but I went and I taught psychology at the community college to
Mm-hmm.
get back into my field because God was telling me, get back to mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And so it got very uncomfortable for me where I was to where it was like, okay, it's time for me to go. So I
Right.
went back to mental health, but like, I'm going to be myself. I need people to
You
understand
gotta
that
be.
we are all human. I don't want anybody to come in my office and put me on a pedestal.
Right.
Because mighty is
That's
the
true.
fall. Don't put me on no pedestal. The people that be coming up to you, tell them, get me off that pedestal. Because I'm good. Like, I don't want to be on no pedestals. I'm not perfect. No one that comes in my office is perfect. They don't leave my office perfect. That's not what we're going for. But I'm human. And I also need people to see there's no way for Trina Rose Frazier to come in Bowman, set up a practice, and then act like I'm not from here.
Wow.
I can't do that.
You
I don't
can't.
have that luxury because I'm from here. But some people choose to live their lives that way. They don't want their clients to see this and that. I try my best to manage, but you know what
Mm-hmm.
it does? It keeps me responsible on my personal page as well. Now I'm not
You
friends
do.
with any of them, and
Right.
if I see anybody trying to sneak up in there, I delete them because I don't want you to be
Oh, you
friends with
don't
me.
want.
Because that's something like we're not playing that. Don't do that. But at the same time, people will try, and if they were to get there, am I going to be ashamed of something that they see?
No,
I'm not, but some people might be. But I definitely
but you
understand how
can't.
people want to protect that. And people don't want people trying to get free therapy because the minute somebody hear your therapy, they be like, oh, I need to talk to you. And then them conversations, they try to drag it out.
Baby, do I'm one of them.
She is not that bad, y'all. For
Yeah,
real.
I'm sorry that I'm coughing so much because I just got over something and I hate. I'm like doing all this. I ain't got COVID. I ain't got nothing, but this weather just. And the devil is busy every Sunday, y'all. I try to do my podcast. Something happens, but I won't let him. Promise you, I won't let him. Okay, so we're gonna get back to the girl. My girl is on it. She on it today. Okay. How does unhealed trauma show up in everyday life? I need to know that one. How does it?
So let's talk about it.
Let's talk about this one.
So it's funny. It can show up, unhealed trauma can show up in many, many ways. Ways that I think that ultimately most people will be like, oh yeah, I get that. But it shows up in other ways as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we can hit the ones that people would be like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, the drama we see sometimes, the outside, some of the videos that we
Mm-hmm.
see, some of the posts that we see people making,
Of course.
some of the decisions we see people making, and I'm not just talking about local, I'm talking about as high as you want to go. It shows up, you know what I'm saying? And so the way that some people raise their children, you can tell that they've experienced trauma because you're seeing how they are with their kids. Some people consider it overprotective. Then that person's mind, they're doing what they need to do to make sure what happened to them doesn't happen to their child. So you might see it in those ways. It shows up in boundaries for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Now, boundaries are the way that we shape our lives. They're the rules and limits that we set in our relationships. But if you have traumatic experiences that have affected you, it definitely affects the decisions you make and the lines you draw, right? But unhealed trauma can show up in the overachiever too.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah. The person that is forever unsettled, that is continuing to try to accomplish, that can definitely come from unhealed trauma. whatever that trauma has said to you or whatever residue is left behind, that can be an attempt to clean it up or to get away from it or whatever. And people don't always think of it that way. The person that you think is doing all of the things and you're celebrating them, but you don't know that it's not healing what they're trying to heal. And that's why they don't see much in it. They're like, oh, okay, but you still see them going and going. The people say to them, like, girl, you are doing all the things. Like, man, you are really, really doing it. And they're like, okay, yeah, thank you. But then you see them doing this, something else, or trying something else. It's like, I'm trying to feel that hole. I'm trying to heal that wound. So it shows up like that too. You know what I'm saying? The people that have no boundaries in their
Mm-hmm.
relationship sometimes. That can be from trauma because I don't want to be left
Right.
behind. I don't want to be left out. I don't want to be dismissed or disappointed. It could be the person that has some very,
Oh.
very rigid
Mm.
boundaries to where they are very strict,
Mm-hmm.
very uh resistant, or one thing, that's it, one thing and you gone, that type of thing. It's like, nah, you didn't tap into something that ain't healed in me. I'm
Mm.
not gonna say that to you. Nobody's saying, well,
That
I'm
part.
gonna go ahead and leave you alone because you just reminded me of that time
That
that this
part.
happened. But
They're not
when
gonna
I
say
tell
that.
you I'm not comfortable with you no more, or I ghost you or something like that, then that could be a part of it as well. So I mean, it could show up in many different ways. Like some of the more common ways, everybody think about, oh,
Right.
what they say,
Excuse me.
hurt people.
Oh, Jesus.
So that's a phrase that's used often, but yeah, that's definitely how unhealed trauma shows up. But then it's like, sometimes, people do try their best not to be the very thing that they came from. It's just that, the hope is that they are also accepting of themselves and know that they are still worthy. They're still all of the things despite what they've been through.
Right.
So they can genuinely be the things that they're trying to be to
Mm-hmm.
other people, as opposed to just putting up a facade or trying to be it because they think that that's what they should be
Wow.
because of what they went through.
Yeah.
So it shows up.
Huh. It shows up
It
anytime.
shows up a lot of
Mm-hmm.
different ways.
Can't. Mm. Well, what are some signs someone is struggling mentally but hiding it very well?
Ooh, okay. Okay. And I'm going to give a
Yeah.
disclaimer.
Okay.
Please don't be out here trying to diagnose y'all people.
Mm.
Cause
Do
like,
that.
somebody that picked up a pen and pad, like, let me see. Don't do that. Cause this is just some
Okay.
ideas.
Okay.
These could be some things,
Don't say
right?
yeah.
So off the top, when we're dealing with major change in behavior, you know what I'm saying? And this could be good or bad, right? Quotes. Because I worked in crisis for
Mm-hmm.
a while. And what we learned in crisis is everything is not what it seems. So sometimes we would have people that were maybe disheveled, not very well put together. And all of a sudden you see them very well put together, cleaned up and
Mm-hmm.
everything. You're like, oh, they're doing better. And that's not what it meant at all. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm.
Um, it was more of an acceptance to succumb to whatever they were dealing with. Like, well, I guess this is what
Wow.
it is.
Wow.
And that led to some pretty questionable behaviors, sometimes unaliving attempts and things like that. So as I'm saying, so like, don't just look at a person and just think, oh, I know they doing good, they must be doing good because
Mm-mm.
of this. It's some people that that are high functioning people with, like, basically are high functioning, but they have depression too.
Okay.
That is a real thing. High functioning depression, absolutely. They are the life of the party. They are the star of the show. They are amazing at work, but it's about what happens when they go home. You understand
Mm.
what I'm saying? And we have some kiddos like that too. They are amazing at school. If their friends talk about them, they are so this, they are so that. In some of our popular kids, but when
Mm.
they go home and in their quietest moments, that's what's the truth about how you're doing. So that's something. But
Wow.
generally speaking, if you see that your friend or your loved one is starting to deteriorate,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? So if you have a friend that is used to having things together, what I'm telling you guys about is just something to pay attention to. It's not something to diagnose. It's not something to call the cavalry. Just pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
So you notice that there's been a change in their demeanor, or you notice that there's been a change in their just the way that they operate. Maybe y'all have some standing appointments where y'all do certain things and they're starting
Right.
to stop doing those things. Because sometimes when you're dealing with depression, you don't desire to do the things that you typically would enjoy doing. You stop doing those
Mm-hmm.
things. And sometimes you don't even have the energy to do those things. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, so I'm starting to notice that, he not coming to hang out with us as much as he used to. That could mean that he just don't want to, but it's
Right.
just a
But it
check-in.
can.
Hey,
Yeah.
is everything okay? You are only responsible for your response to them. You can't figure it out. You can't, if they don't respond to your reach outs, it's still pay attention, right? So what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? You're just paying attention. And so it's like sometimes major changes in behavior. You just want to check in. They're not necessarily as interested in things that they used to want to do. Sometimes it's very apparent. You hear what they're saying.
Right.
Saying disparaging things about themselves, not speaking positively at all. Speaking in a way where they're giving up, nothing ever works out for me. That type of stuff. Woe is me and stuff. You just want to check in, see how they're doing.
Check in.
But sometimes people really be saying stuff to us and we don't listen.
And
they are saying it to you in many ways, whether it's verbally or non-verbally, and you're just not picking up on it, which is why sometimes when bad things happen, people are like, dang, I didn't even know. But hindsight is 2020, so you look back on it, you like, oh man, I do remember that time when this happened, and I do remember that. And I'm not telling anybody to be, do not make yourself responsible in a sense for other people's decisions or anything like that. But if you want to know what to look for, and it's for yourself as well,
right?
If you're noticing that you're not as driven or as interested, then check in with yourself, because sometimes something may be going on, and sometimes you honestly might need to take a break. You may need to pause and give yourself time to just reset. But you just got to be paying attention. So it's really about paying attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because some of the stuff is easy to see. You see somebody go out there and do something wild, you're like, all right.
Okay, something ain't right with
you. Yeah. But if sometimes it's those more covert things, and if you're not paying attention, you won't catch them.
Yeah.
That's
true. This another one. This is a good one because a lot of us deal with this. Women. Mm-hmm. Why do so many strong women struggle in silence?
So first and foremost, can we just take the word strong, put it on the paper and burn it? Because that little word there, boy, like they wore that little word out to the point where you can't even be proud of it no more because of what comes with it. Strong does not mean that we don't need anything. Notice I said weak. So let me tell you something. That word has definitely been used towards myself. And the thing is, it's like, if you don't think people care, then what you gonna say something for? It's no point in saying anything. It's like, that's how we feel. Like, I be like, that's why when people say check on your strong friends, that's a real thing. That's a real thing. That's a real thing. Yeah. Because the thing about it is, if you are in a group, I want everybody to take a moment. Think about your group, your circle, and think about who's the strong friend. And if you can't find anyone, you're probably the one. But if you have identified somebody that you're like, man, and who's the strong friend? You're gonna say things like, she always has it together. She's doing things.
Yeah.
I can always go to her and talk, and she listens. Oh, she having some good stuff to say too. Exactly. But then when you think about that, you be like this and be like, ask yourself the last time that you checked in on that person, or you and your group. Ask yourself like the last time they expressed something about what they were going through, because everybody go through stuff. So if you have a friend that never expresses anything, but y'all are expressing to them, I mean, if you're saying, yeah, but they just that type of person, well, just, I don't know if friend is the word then. Just being honest, because when you're in those situations, it's like, we're all, in this situation to where the balance comes from us all being able to come to each other and all be there for each other. Because I have a solid, I have two best friends that live in Houston. And so we can go to each other and talk about the things, but we can also joke with each other and laugh. If it's one going through, two will be there for them. If we're all going through, we lean on each other. Like, it's that type of thing. But if you realize that it's a person that is always there for y'all, and man, she the one in our group and she always this and that, then chances are, check on that person. Check on that person, because if you're and don't think about, oh well, I think she checked on at that time. No, if you haven't, check on that person, because the thing is, if we don't think you care, then what's the point in sharing it? And then sometimes people's struggles are weaponized against them. I share vulnerabilities with you about what I'm going through. And because you've been secretly having this feeling about me and my life being perfect, then as soon as you see that, instead of being there for your friend, because I'm talking about friends, I ain't even talking about enemies.
Yeah.
Y'all know how to handle your enemies. I'm
That
talking about
part.
friends. That person hears that person is going through something, and now strong friend realizes that's not really a friend, because they're not necessarily looking to assist or be empathetic. They actually are secretly like, so her life ain't that perfect. She never told you it was. You told yourself her life was perfect. So the thing is, it's like nobody want to talk about stuff that either is going to be weaponized against us or that's going to be ignored. Because now that's just tea. And I'm going to tell you something about a teacup. A teacup will become a teapot real quick. It will become a teapot real quick, going and pouring that tea right somewhere else.
Wow.
And the thing about a strong person, they ain't got time for that.
Ooh.
My tea can't be somebody else's tea for y'all to sip on when I'm not around.
Ooh,
if a strong person go open up to you, it's because they really trust you with their vulnerability, and or they really need somebody. You know what I'm saying? So, but a lot of people have been burned because, see, let me tell you something. What's important about the word strong is how you got to that point in the first place. And because of all the stuff that goes into being a strong woman, we really don't have a lot of patience for that other stuff. So instead, what you do,
baby,
you know what I'm saying? But you go suffer in silence because you like, all I have is me. That's that mentality.
Yeah.
And so I gotta do this for me, and I gotta do that for that. And so my thing is, at the end of the day, for all my strong people out there, you deserve a soft life. You do not have to continue to live your life tense and stressed and overwhelmed and all that just to prove this persona, because there is strength in weakness. There really is. It's just that you got to be honest with yourself. If you're not in a circle or a group that can support you just as you support them, if that's what you need. So part of it is realizing that maybe you need to revamp your circle. Because I don't believe in no new friends.
Me either.
Because the thing is, some of the people that's still day ones, they're problematic. They're still acting like they were acting at day one. And y'all on day 535 or something. How about that's a year and a half? I want more days. I meant more days than that. So what I'm saying is that time has passed. You know what I'm saying? And so my thing is, sometimes, unfortunately, we got to get out of the idea that we're outgrowing people, like somebody is superseding somebody. Sometimes we outgrow. Not outgrow. I'm not better than you. We just outgrow. So I'm going this way and you're going that way. And that's okay. But when you holding on to that day ones and we gonna be down forever and they not even aligned with the purposes you have for your life, now you got to try to work to make that work. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't fit. You know, but when it comes to like the strong friends, get you some friends you can look.
I hope y'all had y'all paper and pens.
You silly.
Cause baby,
strong friends get you some friends you could be weak around.
Amen. You hear that? Baby, we keep going on and on. I'll be wanting to ask. I'm just gonna ask her questions. I need to know some free. I'm just playing. She giving her gems today, though. I ain't gonna keep her long no more. Okay, well, this is last question. I think you kind of told us about it, but I want to ask you again.
Okay.
What made you passionate becoming a therapist? What was your passion about becoming what you are today?
Okay. So, it's funny because originally I was going to school for computer engineering.
Okay.
And I was in the classes and I was like, I don't really like this. You know what I'm saying? So things took place. I ended up switching schools. I went to the military first.
Yeah, I remember you said, yeah.
And so I ended up I came home and I went to Lamar, and I remember sitting in 1301, that's psychology, the basic class. And it was my second time taking it. Well, life be happening. And I just remember that if anybody, if you've gone to college, you know that's an intro class, so you just learn a little bit about everything. And I was very interested in learning more. I'm very interested in learning why we do what we do. Like I love studying humans and just the whole just how we're made up, I love biology too.
Mm-hmm.
And just like how we're made up and how those things translate. Like, how does these chemicals translate
Yeah,
into me doing this?
I see that in
Right?
you.
Yeah, I want to know why.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
see that.
And so I ended up having a talk with my dad and telling him I wanted to switch my major. At first, he definitely was not very happy about me switching from computer engineering to psychology.
Yeah.
But I told him these words. I said, I see my office.
Mm.
I see my couch. I see books that I've read, like a whole bookcase, but I've read these
Mm.
books. And I see just everything set up my chair, and I see people, I see it there. I see my
You saw it
office.
already.
And that's how I explained it to
Yes,
him. And so he was
Jesus.
just like, okay, well, whatever you want to do, I'm gonna support it. And he's been at every graduation, every ceremony,
He
every
has.
everything.
He has.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like at that point, and so continued on. College is it's similar in some ways to high school and grade school rather, because I've been influenced by a lot of people that I encounter coming up, even in the midst of all. And in college, the same thing. You have certain professors that really have an impact on you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had a professor for when I took 1301 again, as well as child psychology. And she was studying, she studied at Prairie View, PV all day. Okay. And she actually was one of the people that inspired me to get my master's there, which is where I went to get my
Mm-hmm.
master's in juvenile forensic psychology, because I always wanted to be in forensics.
Okay.
And so once I did that, life was happening, things wasn't aligning. I ended up going teach, but something was telling me I need to get back to mental health. And so things started getting really uncomfortable. And so I eased my way back in mental health, worked crisis. I've worked everywhere. Like, I don't even want to go there because I've done a lot of, but just trying to get, and it's helped me because of working in all these different spaces and learning these things and doing multiple internships and doing extra internships just so that I could learn these things helped me to be who I am today. But when I did my own healing journey, I learned about the other stuff, like before college and during college and after. What did that stuff mean? Like, God, why I had to go through all that stuff? And it was for such a time as now. So you take my education and you take my life experience and you put it together, and I think I make a pretty decent therapist.
Sis got, you heard it. Cause you, well, what did you major in when you was in the military?
So military, I
You
just
just
no my job in the military. I was 92 Yankee. That is unit supply. They love us because we have everything that you need. So that's what I went to the. I'm U.S. Army.
Yes,
Okay,
she everything. I told
and
y'all.
and so when I went to AIT, that's our technical school. I studied for with 92 Yankee, which is unit supply. And so what we would do is we'd issue out things that people need from the basic to the most whatever. But we also did work on what they call a deuce and a half. So that's trucks, so the oil changes, tire changing, and stuff like that. So that's what we did. So we were support.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's what I did there. And then, of course, like I say, the computer engineering technologies, general studies to
So the
figure it
girl is
out, and
smart, y'all.
psychology.
I can't say she's not smart. She's smart. My girl got some resume. You pop out her resume.
And still not done.
Okay, so that's what
Still
I'm talking about. I love it. I love it. Well, I'm not gonna keep her anymore, but I really thank her for the gem she has installed in us, and really and truly, I mean, we can go on and on, but I'm not gonna do that because we can go into the trauma section. That might be need to be a part 2 for her. So I
I'm
hope she
down.
comes
I'm
back
down. I'm down.
because I do want to talk about grief and I want to talk about that. I wanted to get into the mental part this time because we needed to kind of talk about mental, but I do want her to get into grief next time, and I know she's gonna come back, so I'm ready for a part 2. So just know you're coming back, sis.
For sure. I come talk to you anytime, Chase.
Okay.
You already know that.
I know. I love
She
her.
one of my people.
She been supposed to come, but I mean, hey, life been lifing, and I'm glad she came, and I'm super excited, and I'm so proud of all the places you have gone, the things you accomplished, and everything. And I'm so glad that we connected again because you got me on my health journey as well. We do. I was just looking at a Facebook thing where we went to go see the stars. I'm like, when we going back? Like, we did some
We
crazy
did some
stuff.
stuff. See, they don't understand that though. We go back to kindergarten. That's
Yes,
what they don't understand. Like, we met
and
in
it just circle
kindergarten in full
around,
circle.
and
Yeah.
it's so crazy. My mom, every time my mama sees, and we just talk about it, I'm like, it's just a full circle
It's a
back.
full circle.
And like it's just like she has introduced me into so many. Like, I would never do this stuff,
It was fun,
but
guys.
it's fun and it's stress free, and it's so much she has introduced me, and I thank you for that
For sure.
because it helps me a lot. I'm learning, and like my husband tell me, like, I see a difference in you with, when I get stressed, I do this. If y'all only knew this, you gotta come to a healing class. Like, what was the
The
workshop?
workshop,
You
self
gotta come
love.
to self love. Do
Yeah.
you understand this? But I do this all the time, and she know what that means. But it worked for some reason. It worked. I love it. But like, y'all have to take care of yourself
Yeah, for
mentally.
real.
Mental is a big part in so much. And like, I never forget, she says, like, okay, you can work out, because we some workout junkies. If we do, you can work out all you want, you can diet all you want, you can be one of the top, but if stress is in your life, nothing won't.
It's not gonna manifest the way you want it
It's
to.
not. And I'm learning, she tell me that all the time, like, your aura, what is it, your aura's off. She be like, your aura. I'm like, what? It's
I say
off.
it nicer than
You
that,
need to
guys.
come. You need to, and it's just like, oh, Picky, yes, ma'am. Like, mommy, yes, mama.
But I'm hearing how she hears it from me, but I promise you the delivery
Yeah,
is nicer than
but that's what
that.
kind of friends we have to have. All of us need that. We all need that. But y'all take care of yourself. I cannot point that out enough.
Yeah, it's important.
It's important. Stress is a silent killer nowadays. Rest in peace, my brother, because that kind of is something that had happened to him, stress. And I just want to make people understand that mental health, it's okay to see a therapist, it's okay to talk to people, it's okay, you're not dumb, you're not crazy. Oh, I think I'm not going to be, because mental, it's not, it's something that needs to be in your daily routine now.
And I will say this, if I have your
Yeah.
permission, and that's one of the reasons why, seriously, with the Pop Psych Foundation, that's
Hmm.
what we're trying to do.
Please
We
talk about that
really
too.
are trying to promote mental health awareness, because we want everyone, we want you guys to understand it's okay to not be okay.
That
We
part.
want to encourage you to not stay not okay.
That
It's
part.
okay to not be okay. It's okay, not okay to stay that way. And the thing is, it's gonna be about curating a life that supports mental wellness. When you keep putting yourself in circles with people that don't support mental wellness, then you're not
You're
going to be able
not.
to experience the mental wellness.
Hmm.
The other thing, though, when we talk about pop psych, that's why we hold events, we hold workshops, we try to hold space for different people. So we have like different things coming up. We want our men to know that your
Yes.
mental health is as important as the
Men.
mental health of children and women, non-binary, whatever. Everybody's mental health matters. And I think ultimately, because we are in a capitalistic society, where in capitalistic society somebody has to lose for somebody to win. That's the way that it
Mm.
works with capitalism. But we start to think that when we say everybody's mental health matters, it's like everybody don't matter. Everybody's mental health absolutely matters. So that means that includes all of us, right?
Yeah.
And so we have a mental health support form
Hmm.
that anyone can fill out for themselves. We ask that you fill it out for yourself only, or for anyone who is in under your guardianship. So that'd be your child, or something like that. And so it's like, but the whole point is, say you want mental health, but you don't know where to start. Say you want mental health, but you're like, I don't have no money for that.
Yeah.
We are here to help you.
Pop
We
Foundation.
are here to help connect you with people who have
TR's
services
words.
available for you.
Yes.
Available for you. We have some therapists that are ready to do pro bono services, which
That's
means
good.
that
That's
is
good.
without cost to you,
That's
to
good.
let you get a feel of what
That's
therapy is
good.
about. We have with funding, like we have some things that are really
Coming
going to
up.
try to help. So the only thing that you have to do in that case is to make the decision to
Hmm.
choose you.
That's good.
That is what it is. So I'll make sure that Chaz has the
Yes.
link for
Make sure
that,
so we can
and that she can just
plug that
drop that,
on
and
the.
y'all do whatever with
Yeah.
it. There's no pressure on you at all. It is confidential, but you fill that information out, and it helps us to know what you need, how to get you connected to people. We actually sponsored attendance at a couple of wellness events that just recently
I did
happened.
see you
We do
talking about
that. So it's all about
yeah.
whatever we can do to pour into your mental wellness. And so that does include therapy, but it also includes other things, right? And that's what Pop Psych is all about. So check it out. It's the Pop
Yes.
Psych Foundation. You can find it on Facebook if you search at Pop Psych 2022, or you simply just type the Pop Psych Foundation and you'll find it. And like I say, yes, I have the Rose Center, and that's
Mm-hmm.
fine. I have interns there. We are doing that, but the Rose Center is taken care of, to be honest, and we're still
Mm-hmm.
accepting clients. But this foundation
That
is
needs,
so
yeah.
important
Mm-hmm.
because we want you to know that help is out there for you. So
Yes.
I want to make sure that,
We're
because
gonna
that's the
tag that on
thing.
the YouTube
Yeah.
thing, most
Because stress
definitely.
does kill. And I'm going to be
Mm-hmm.
honest with you. Chad says silent. My dad always told me stress kills. And it ain't as silent as it used
It
to be
sure not.
anymore. It's a little bit louder
It give you
now.
warnings. You
Yeah.
just don't
Yeah.
listen
You
to
got to
them.
listen. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
you got to listen to them.
y'all listen, but part two is coming up on grief. But I thank y'all, and I hope y'all got something out of this
Yes, me too.
episode today. Stay tuned, subscribe, click. Remember to follow Pop Foundation, and I just want everybody to get help, and I just want everybody to get information when they need to.
Yep.
I just want to help everybody now.
Yep.
So, thank y'all. Thank you.